Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a look at my DC animated series figure collection, and here are all the figures I own from that line. We have the animated series, the New Adventure series, and then the Batman Beyond series. And I must say, these figures, I find myself loving them and hating them at the same time. I'll go over some of these. I'll go over each one of these and let you guys know what I think of them. Okay, so let's start off with these 5 here. We have Phantasm, Bruce Wayne, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. Now, for the most part, these figures are great. These 5 especially. Let's start off with Phantasm. Phantasm is a good big size figure. Legs are okay. I haven't had any issues with them. With her, I guess. And cape is rubberized cape, which I don't like, but it's alright. I mean, what else can they use to create that cape? I guess they could use a harder type of plastic, because if you own the New Avengers Joker, you notice that his jacket is actually made out of a harder plastic than a rubbery material. So it helps a lot, because I find these rubber material to be a little too soft, and it's not the greatest material in my opinion. Here I have Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond, and here's a good example of what I was talking about. If you own this figure, you know that his jacket, well, his outfit here, the torso section, it's all made out of a very, very thin rubbery material, and it does attract dust. And it's more like a silicone type base material, which I am not a fan of, because again, it attracts dust, and it doesn't feel right to me, because it feels like that it's gonna tear or it might crack down the line, which I am not a fan of. There's Bruce Wayne, but it's got a really good head sculpt and paint job on him. It's great. And then we have Killer Croc here. For the most part, he is great. Nothing to really complain about him. All his joints are pretty tight, and happy with the pose I gave him of him getting ready to attack someone. And then here I have Mr. Freeze, another figure I really enjoy, because he does come with quite a bit of accessories, and the dome is detachable, and even the whole head is detachable, so you could attach the head portion onto those spider legs, which is a nice touch to Mr. Freeze here. And then we have Clayface. Clayface, for the most part, he's great. One thing that I wish they would have done differently is the head sculpts. The 2 heads that he comes with, they're both very rubbery. Wish they use hard plastic for those. And other than that, Clayface is great. Alright, next up we have these 5 figures, and we have Batgirl, Robin, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, and Nightwing. These 5 are my least favorite figures, not because of the characters. I love the characters, but I hate the engineering of these figures. Let's start off with the Robin here. Nightwing here. Nightwing, it's a good looking design, but one thing that they messed up on are the legs. One leg is longer than the other. Same goes for Poison Ivy and Batgirl. They each have one longer leg than the other. And another thing I really hate are these ankle joints. They are really loose, so it's pretty much impossible for them to stand on its own. And the base doesn't help either. If I rotate to the side, you can see there's a really large 2 pieces of plastic sticking out the back of the figure, which doesn't help when you want to display these. If you have a bunch of these figures and you want to display them together, because most likely those pieces gonna get it's gonna knock over another figure. And then here's Two-Face, and for the most part, Two-Face is really good, but the paint job is not the greatest, especially the black and white contrast. There are a little bit of paint bleeds here and there. It is pretty noticeable because it is black on white, so you'll notice that quite easily. And also, even though he doesn't have any real ankle joints, he still can't stand on his own. Most likely I'll have to heat up his legs with hot water in order to mess with that. And then Poison Ivy, as I mentioned earlier, she has uneven legs. One leg is longer than the other, and the knee joints are pretty loose. Same with the ankles. Great character design, but very poor construction. Same with Robin here. Great looking design, but his legs are so loose. The knees and the ankles, they can barely keep him up. Have to use the base, otherwise there's no way for him to stand up. And then Batgirl, same thing, uneven legs. She's a great looking figure, but the way they constructed this base for her, it doesn't really work either. Her cape, which goes all the way down to her behind, and for this clamp to even work, you'll have to either lower it all the way down to her thighs, or you have to go all the way up to her neck. But the rod doesn't go up that high either, so you will have to clamp her around the thigh area in order for her to stand up. Alright, and here are the next 5. We have Joker from the animated series, Batman from the Batman Beyond series, Riddler from the animated series, the Ventriloquist with Scarface from the, I want to say, the New Adventures of Batman series, and then we have Batman here, which is from the animated series movie, Mask of the Phantasm. So here are 5 figures which I am okay with. Joker, it's always nice to have Joker, but you might want to hold off on this if you are planning to get this Joker, because from Toy Fair we noticed that there's going to be another Joker that's coming out with a lot of different heads. It's a box set which comes with a lot of different heads with different facial expressions, so you get a lot more for your buck for that one. So I would hold off on this guy if you don't already have him. And then we have the Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis Batman figure, and this is a 3-pack with Bruce Wayne and Ace. Now another problem with this figure is that he too has one leg longer than the other, so you have to basically spread his legs apart a little bit in order for him to stand up, which is another thing that's really disappointing with this series here. Then we have Riddler, great figure, don't have any issues with this at all. Okay with that. His arms looks a little bit short, I'm not sure, but that's just me. And then we have Ventriloquist with Scarface, one of my favorite figure, and no issues with this figure at all, except for the plastic, the rubbery plastic that they use for Scarface jacket, which doesn't help when you push his the ventriloquist hand into his body. It kind of ruins the outfit. Ruin that rubbery outfit. Let's see if I could. You guys can't see it, but if you take the hand off, you notice there are stretch marks on Scarface's backside because of it. And then we have Batman. Again, this is from the Mask of the Phantasm. Just a regular old Batman. with a rubbery cape. Alright, lastly we have these 5 figures with 2 hyenas and 1 dog. Let's start off with Ace. With Ace, 2 hyenas. Comes with this Joker, and then we have Baby Doll, which comes with Killer Croc, and then we have Batman from the New Adventures of Batman series, Harley Quinn also from the New Adventures of Batman, and we have Penguin from the animated series. So let's start off with the creatures here. We have Ace. Again, he is a box set with Batman Beyond and Bruce Wayne. He has some articulation, especially the legs and the head. Same with the hyenas. Head has articulation and the legs, and that's about it. And then we have Joker, one of my favorite Joker, because of the fact that he doesn't come with rubbery plastic. His jacket is actually made out of a somewhat harder type of plastic, which is a lot nicer than the silicone type material they use for some of these other figures. And next up we have Baby Doll. Again, she packs with Killer Croc in the box set. Limited articulation points, and really hard for her to stand because she has really tiny feet. Next up we have Batman. It's a good looking Batman, but again, actually this figure is not being reissued with different heads. It's the animated series Batman is the one they're re-releasing along with the animated series Joker. Both of those figures are gonna be in each of their own box set, and they're gonna come with a lot of different heads and extra accessories. But for this one, he comes with an extra cape, which is nice, and they're both made out of rubbery plastic and a bunch of other accessories, your normal Batman accessories. And then we have Harley Quinn from the New Adventures of Batman. She comes with extra head and not a whole lot more accessories for her. Just a few extra hands, and that's about it. And then we have Penguin from the animated series. I like this version of Penguin more than the New Adventures of Batman series. That's why I decided to get this one instead of waiting for the other version to come out, which we don't know when that's gonna be. But this Penguin comes with a bunch of accessories too. The base, a bunch of hands, and also 2 umbrellas. One is open and one is closed, which is nice. So you can have them just standing, holding onto an umbrella like a cane. Or you can have them holding on to an umbrella that's open. So yep, these are the other figures. So there you have it, my collection of Batman animated figures. Again, I have to say, I find this set to be somewhat frustrating. Like most of these figures, but there are a few that really annoys the hell out of me. So if you decide to collect this line and decide to pick up some of the ones that I mentioned that annoys me the most, then you too will find them quite annoying. I might end up doing some modification to them, maybe glue down some of those ankles. They are really not necessary with this line. You would barely ever use those ankle joints unless you give them like dynamic poses or stuff like that. But if you're just having them standing around, then it's really not necessary to have those ankle joints. Wish they cut down on some of those points instead and charge us a little less for these figures, or maybe even give us a little bit more accessories or re-engineer those bases, because yeah, I find those bases quite annoying as well. So again, there you have it, my animated series figures from DC Collectibles. Thanks for watching.